WBON TV big story of the day. This past Thursday, Eastern Kentucky University held its annual Celebration of Philanthropy. EKU President Dr. David McFadden thanked the audience for their giving spirit and informed everyone that the last decade of support has been quite beneficial to the university. McFadden stated the 2024 Giving Day raised over $720,000 from 2,477 donors in 24 hours, and that EKU had over $100 million in endowment. During the event, numerous awards and funds were highlighted, including the Walters Collegiate Institute Scholarship Fund. This fund has awarded no-interest loans to Madison County students for 102 years. The fund was created in 1922 from sale proceeds of a final piece of land on what is now EKU's campus. Recently, over $407,000 was transferred to the EKU Foundation for scholarships to be awarded to students graduating from high schools right here in Madison County. Susan P. Fabush, the chair of the EKU Foundation Board, was also honored for her work and her membership in the Ravine Society in recognition of lifetime cumulative giving of $100,000 or more. Finally, alumnus Paul Laszlo was presented with the Philanthropist of the Year award. Dr. McFadden thanked Paul for his lifetime support of Eastern Kentucky University and for remembering EKU in his will through a legacy gift. McFadden stated that EKU has experienced a 30% growth in enrollment since 2020, and 51% of the student body were first-time students with an 80% retention rate. Good numbers there for EKU. Well, Sean Mickey Steins, the Letcher County Sheriff facing charges of murdering a district judge, Kevin Mullins, has announced his retirement effective immediately. In a press release issued by the law office of Jeremy A. Bartley, Steins stated that his decision to retire was made independently and was not influenced by any external pressures or concessions. The full press release is as follows. This decision is made not as a result of any ultimatum or in any way a concession to any allegations made by the Commonwealth of Kentucky. The decision is made solely to allow Sheriff Steins to focus on defending himself against the charges brought against him. Sheriff Steins wishes to thank the citizens of Letcher County for their support and to express his belief in the justice system. The retirement of Sheriff Steins comes as he prepares to face a preliminary hearing on Tuesday, October 1st at the Morgan County Judicial Center. The hearing will determine whether there is sufficient evidence to proceed with that trial. In other Letcher County news, the Letcher County Courthouse resumed full operations today following the temporary closure that occurred after the shooting of District Judge Kevin Mullins. While some offices reopened September 23rd with limited services available, the courthouse has now returned to its normal operating hours. This reopening is a significant step toward restoring normalcy to the community following the devastating event. Well, this Thursday, the EKU Musical Theater will be performing Cabaret, a story which takes place within the context of a critical moment in German history. Cast member and president of the Performing Arts Student Association, Paige Herod, spoke with WBON on why the theme presented in Cabaret still resonates with the modern audience.
Theater is no stranger to tackling difficult issues in its stories and performances. EKU Musical Theater is set to interpret one of history's most documented and infamous topics, the rise of Nazism in Germany. Cabaret takes place during the last days of the Weimar Republic, a time when Germany was experiencing economic uncertainty due to the onset of their Great Depression. The story is told through the interactions between a group of nightclub performers and their associated company. Paige Herod is the president of the Performing Arts Student Association and also has a role in the play. Working with a cast and crew of approximately 30 people, Herod tells us that it is often a tall order to deliver a play to an audience.
Cabaret, it reflects a lot of current events that are happening, and that's our goal, is to spread a message based off of that. So when you're choosing a show, you have to really think about what kind of message are you putting out there, how is it applying to what's happening in real life right now. And then you also have to look at technical things like what size theater can we get? How many actors do we think are going to audition? What are we capable of budget-wise?
Herod adds that cabaret is meant to entertain, but to also provoke thought, specifically about issues that are pertinent even in today's landscape.
This show is such a complex plot, and like I mentioned, it's every time you think something's going to happen, it doesn't happen, or something completely unexpected happens. This show covers a lot of very sensitive subjects, but there are things that we need to discuss because they happen in our everyday lives all around us. And while they're really hard to address, that's why we create art pieces like this. Cabaret is very much an art piece, and the point of it is to teach people about the message that we are trying to give. So some of the subjects are sensitive, but they're things that need to be discussed.
In the play, Herod will be playing the role of the MC, a narrator of sorts that acts as an intermediary for the audience.
I ended up with the MC, which is a role that I am honored to play. The MC plays like a narrator role in the show. He is very much the wall between real life and the plot line that the characters are seeing. So often the characters will be going through something and then the MC will show up to talk to the audience and say, well, this is what it actually means and this is what we're actually trying to portray. He's a very complex role and it's really fun.
The opening night for Cabaret will be this Thursday, October 3rd, at the Black Box Theater located inside the Center for the Arts. From the 3rd through the 5th, the show will start at 7:30 p.m. and on the 6th at 2 p.m. Tickets will be $15 for general admission, and student tickets will cost $10. For more details, you can visit the EKU Musical Theater's Facebook page. Reporting for WBON Channel 9, I'm Gage Hill.
For that story, really interesting there. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We've had some crazy weather lately. We've got Sam in the Weather Center going to give us a look at the forecast for the week ahead. That's
Are you tired of the same food options when you're trying to decide what's for dinner? Let Mammut Bar and Grill in Richmond ease that burden. Their one-of-a-kind menu offers fine Mexican options, plus burgers, a large selection of sandwiches and wraps, pasta, steaks, seafood, and a full list of appetizers. You can please everyone on your guest list with a trip to Mammut Bar and Grill, located in Richmond at 2187 Lexington Road, across from Whitehall Elementary School.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer, and in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cupcadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in.
We can't wait to see ya.
Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. From our attention to detail, a diverse staff, and the best aftercare in the business, there's no better local choice to take care of your family in a difficult time than Davis & Powell. Call in to discuss pre-planning and preparations so there'll be no additional burden on your family. Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. For additional information, check them out at davisandpowellfuneralhome.com. Davis & Powell Funeral Home, always going the extra mile.
Are you considering a bathroom remodel? Think about this. Remodeling your bathroom without addressing the plumbing is like going to get a facelift when you need heart surgery. Plumbing is the heart of your home. At Fast Flow, we understand the importance of a well-functioning plumbing system. Our expert plumbers have years of experience in providing top-notch plumbing services. Don't just settle for a pretty face. Choose Fast Flow Plumbing before you remodel and keep your home's heart beating perfectly.
Call a pro at Fast Flow!
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
everyone, Jeremy here with the Red Poppy. We're not your typical small business. We're a full floral and gift boutique, plus serve coffee and refreshers, and we have several food options as well. Stop by our convenient drive-thru on your way to work or let us deliver. Like us on Facebook and join us live at 5 each Friday where we give away great gifts. So far this year, we've given away a trip to Vegas, a trip for 4 to Disney World, and lots more. Come see us anytime and take advantage of our full menu at the Red Poppy, 5006 Atwood Drive, Suite 1 in Richmond.
Welcome back to Live at 5. We've had crazy rain and wind, all of those things over the last few days. We've got Sam in the Weather Center hoping for a calm down. Here's Sam.
Thanks, Carolyn. Hi, everyone. We saw a very strong wind gusts come through again on Friday afternoon. It looked like things kind of settled down. The storm started moving in, and then, bam, we got hit again. Had rapid pressure rises and falls, and boom, we get these strong winds, and you can see some of that damage. And we've also picked up quite a bit of rainfall, record amount, 2.29 inches in Lexington, and picked up a lot again on Saturday, and even on Sunday measured some. So all 5 days there, we've had a few showers measured, a little bit of rainfall. Looking outside now, the clouds are starting to break up a little bit. That will play a role in our weather here for the overnight. So the breakup in the clouds allows a little heat to escape to cool the temperatures off a couple more degrees tonight, which will allow some dense fog to start forming. Then we have a cold front moving in tomorrow, so keeping some of the clouds around and a couple showers. But that behind that cold front, that's when we'll see the skies finally clear out. So again, a couple showers still into the day here. So looks like we could have 6-7 days, consecutive days at least of some rainfall. But then we'll have a drier stretch. So once that cold front comes through Tuesday night, Wednesday, the temperatures drop for about 24 hours. So 64 overnight tonight. And then we'll be up to the low 70s here with that cold front moving through, a few showers and storms. Down to 56 again Tuesday night. Wednesday, 71, the cool afternoon, and down to 50. Some areas could be in the 40s here Wednesday night. A beautiful weekend. We warm up a few more degrees, possibly cooling down a little bit Saturday. Possibly seeing some upper 60s by Monday, but it's contingent on a lot of things. We have a lot of activity still in the tropics, potential for something else to spin up in the Gulf. Right now, absolutely no threat to here, but we'll keep an eye on things. Gretelyn, back to you.
For weather all the time, you can find it on Channel 9 online. Check out our Facebook page and WBONTV.com. Well, speaking of those crazy storms, 3 members of the Lexington Fire Department were deployed to Pasco County, Florida as part of the Ohio Task Force 1 to help with the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. The team arrived in Orlando on Wednesday. Captain Nick Bodkin, who has deployed with the task force on many previous occasions, says that on Friday they performed multiple water rescues and boat searches and checked for structural damage and for missing or injured people. Coming down here and seeing the damage and what people are going through puts everything in perspective, Bodkin said. We do a lot of training to get ready for this, and it's nice to put that training to work to help those people. Currently, Bodkin does not know how long they'll stay in Florida, but told our media partner, LEX18, that they'll stay as long as necessary. Well, Lexington police are looking for 2 suspects wanted in connection to a shooting Sunday morning. Reportedly, officers were sent at around 1 to Betsy Lane off Pfister Way in response to a reported shooting. At the scene, they located one woman who had been shot. She was taken to a hospital where, according to officials, she was pronounced deceased. The woman was identified by the Fayette County coroner as 28-year-old Esmeralda Rodriguez Perez. Another man, officials say, arrived at the hospital with a gunshot wound, but is expected to survive following an investigation. Police say that Brian Marquez Chavez and Kevin Marquez Chavez are wanted in connection to the shooting. Both have been charged with murder, attempted murder, first-degree wanton endangerment, and first-degree criminal mischief. Brian is described as 6 foot 1 inches tall, 190 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. Kevin is described as 5'11", 150 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. Officials ask that if you have information concerning their whereabouts, that you contact Lexington Police. That phone number 859-258-3600. You can receive a cash reward by submitting tips to the Bluegrass Crime Stoppers, 859-253-2020 or online at www.bluegrasscrimestoppers.com. And of course, all information shared will be kept confidential. Well, more information on those storms. That storm that swept through the Red River Gorge region on Friday left campers stranded after numerous trees were uprooted. The storm, fueled by remnants of Hurricane Helene, caused significant damage to the camping grounds, with one tree falling directly on a parked vehicle. Many campers were unable to leave the area due to the obstructions that had to wait for rescuers to respond to the area. Rescue efforts were hampered by the ongoing storm conditions, which made it difficult for emergency responders to reach the affected area. However, campers were eventually rescued before the storms resumed again on Friday evening. Eastern Kentucky University has announced the future location of the Model Laboratory School. The school, which has been ranked among the top high schools in Kentucky, will be relocating to a new site on the south side of EKU's Campus Beautiful. The new Model Lab will be situated around the Leslie Leach driving range and the Big E parking lot on Kit Carson Drive. Construction of the state-of-the-art facility is fully funded through state appropriations, totaling $149.1 million. The decision to move Model Lab from its current location was driven by several factors, including the desire to provide students with modern facilities, leverage existing campus infrastructure, and reduce traffic congestion. The new location will house all grade levels from early education to high school in a centralized area, allowing for greater collaboration and efficiency. The move is part of a broader initiative to strengthen the collaboration between EKU's College of Education and Applied Human Sciences and Model Lab. As Kentucky's only public teaching lab for grades P through 12, Model Lab offers EKU students valuable hands-on experience, preparing them for successful careers in education. EKU is also launching an exploratory work group to identify opportunities in campus connectivity, space utilization, and program enhancements between Model Lab and other academic colleges. The construction of the new Model Laboratory School is expected to begin in the summer of 2025, with the facility projected to open for the fall 2027 session. With that, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Michael Watkins up next with your latest sports report.
Hey y'all, it's Sawyer.
And Gus and Petey.
From Hicks and Punson, Kentucky Lawyers.
Sawyer, can I ask you a question? If size matters, why did David beat Goliath?
That's because it's not the size of the dog in the fight that matters, it's the size of the fight in the dog. If you've been hurt in an accident and want local lawyers who will fight for you, call Mr. Josh Nydad yet.
Call 859-777-7000 or visit honestdealers.com.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Are you looking for a brand new SUV that won't break the bank? Look no farther than Jack Burford Chevrolet, home of the newly redesigned 2024 Trax. Bigger, bolder, more refined, and starting under $25,000, the new Chevy Trax is really upped its game. Come see us at Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, or check us out at jackburford.com to see everything this new Trax has to offer.
CT Diesel Performance is now located at 2269 Enterprise Drive off Duncannon Lane in Richmond. Chris Thorne and his staff have moved to help better serve their customers to a bigger and better location and are here to still offer you the best in getting your vehicle to its peak performance. At CT Diesel Performance, they service all your automotive needs. No job is too big or too small. Like CT Diesel Performance on Facebook to learn more about CT Diesel Performance. Now located at 2269 Enterprise Drive in Richmond.
At Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, we make it our priority to deliver the gentle, compassionate care that you deserve from a dentist. Offering single visit restoration on crowns, bridges, inlays, onlays, and veneers with CERAC. Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry is equipped to handle all your dental needs, from surgical implant placement and restoration, teeth whitening, root canal therapy, and more. And we now have the Cone Beam 3D technology for taking scans of the jaw. For your next dental appointment, call Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry at 859-985-0201.
It's in the air. All the sights, the sounds, all the excitement
Makes the catch!
of high school sports is coming. High school sports coverage like none other.
Well, there were lots of wins for local football teams in the area this weekend and some very impressive defensive performances. Michael Watkins breaks down his victories in today's Mammoth Bar and Grill Sports Report.
Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome back into the Mammoth Bar and Grill Sports Report. Hope you enjoyed your weekend full of rain and some chillier weather, which is fall weather, and we had some really good fall football games and more over the weekend. We'll start with the game that took place on Thursday night. The Madison Central Indians football team put on a clinic in a 37-20 win over Great Crossing. The Indians allowed less than 200 yards of total offense, and if you wipe away the two long touchdown runs from Great Crossing quarterback Jeremiah Clark, Central's defense gave up just 29 yards for the game. Offensively, Carson Herbst played another terrific game, throwing for 153 yards and a pair of touchdowns, with one of those going to Cody Morrison, and for the second straight week, a TD pass to Christian Lawson. Bryant Mathis was a beast again on the ground, leading the way with 155 yards and multiple touchdown runs. And the Indians will be back at home this week for the first of 3 straight home games when they welcome in Pulaski County. Madison Southern hit the road and picked up a second straight victory, defeating Mercer County Friday night. After a botched punt set the Eagles up deep in Mercer County territory late in the game, Taven Rader would go on to catch the go-ahead and game-winning touchdown with just 8 seconds left to give the Eagles their second straight win of the season and some added momentum as they head into district play this Friday. Well, the EKU defense was once again dominant on Saturday as the Colonels moved to 3-0 at home with a 31-7 win over Robert Morris. The Colonel defense shut out the Colonials in the second half, while the EKU offense came alive, outscoring Robert Morris 21-0 after halftime.
Another good celebration in the locker room. It's good to get a win here at Roy Kidd Stadium. You know, we looked at this 3-game run as being very, very important for our season, and we ended it the way we wanted to, which is 3-0 here at home. Looking forward to getting into open week because it is much needed for some of the men on our football team. They need to rest. They need the training room and some of the things that they're going to get to see. But proud of our all 3 phases. Thought our defense played dominant all day except for the one drive, and then I thought our offense came on in the last part of the second quarter, and you can see what they can do once they're operating the way they should. And really pleased with that. And then our kicking game did a nice job. So against a quality opponent, and I want to make sure, you know, that I give them credit because they are. I mean, they're a senior-laden team, junior-laden team, graduate-laden team. They came in here and believed and played extremely hard and had good schemes. So, but our guys did a nice job. So proud of them.
EKU's defense held Robert Morris to just 232 total yards, including 71 rushing yards. Linebacker Braden Sullivan led the Colonels with 10 tackles in the game, while defensive lineman Darian Baker helped disrupt the Colonials' attack, sealing the win with an interception late in the contest. Through 3 games at Roy Kidd Stadium, EKU has allowed an average of just 9 points per game. On offense, the Colonels balanced their attack with 242 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns, while adding 271 through the air and 2 more scores. Running back Joshua Carter led the ground game with 123 yards on 19 carries and those 2 scores, while quarterback Matt Morrissey threw for 265 and 2 touchdowns, completing 17 of 29 passes. EKU now 3-2 on the season and will get a chance to rest a bit as they enjoy their bye week next week before traveling to face Southern Utah on October 12th. In volleyball action on Friday night, the Colonels had 2 match points in the 5th set, but couldn't put A-Sun Conference preseason favorite Lipscomb away in a 3-2 loss on Friday at the Rick Erdman Olympic Sports Training Center. Emily Hill recorded her 2nd straight triple-double of the season, finishing with 11 kills, 12 digs, and 28 assists for the Colonels. The sophomore setter also had 4 blocks in the loss. Sarah Mitchell recorded 16 kills, made only 2 errors, and had a .341 attack percentage for EKU, while A.G. Vandegrift added 13 kills and Paige Wagers contributed 8 blocks. Coach Bazzani's team will hit the road for a pair of conference matches next weekend. They'll be taking on North Alabama on Friday to get things started with a 7 p.m. start this weekend. We'll recap all of this and more tonight on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show, so be sure to tune in. That's it for the Mammoth Bar and Grill Sports Report. I'm Michael Watkins.
If you love local sports, you'll love the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Join your host, Michael Watkins, and Samantha Burford as they cover sports news for the greater Madison County area. Get your local sports news every Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m. on WBON Channel 9 and on radio at Y92.5, V99.3, and WKXO Sports Radio 103.5. The Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show is also brought to you by Aero Auto Glass, Nuevo Vallarta, and Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
And at the half, EKU leads state 21-7.
I love the way these look.
Thanks.
Yeah, go Colonels.
Is it here? Hey, Coach. It's right here, but shouldn't you be at the game?
Carry your favorite team with you everywhere you go with a new EKU branded debit card from CG Bank. No matter what season it is, always show your Colonel pride.
Has anyone seen Coach?
Heard the name Chenault Vineyards, but what do you know about it? Chenault Vineyards is a place for the community to enjoy. Central Kentucky's premier event and wedding destination with 5 event venues, full-service catering, over 13 varieties of wine, live music entertainment, seasonal food options, weekly themed Wednesday night out and girls night out, trivia, murder mystery date nights, and free yoga on the point with beautiful views. Everyone can find something to do at Chenault Vineyards. Want to know more? Follow them on Facebook and Instagram or plan your night out at ChenaultVineyards.com. Welcome back. Verizon Wireless customers throughout the eastern United States, including many in our viewing area, experienced a significant service outage today, disrupting communication for thousands of users. Social media platforms were flooded with complaints from Verizon users who began experiencing signal issues around 11 a.m. today. Many reported that common troubleshooting methods, such as restarting their device, were ineffective in resolving the problem. In response to the widespread outage, Verizon acknowledged the issue on X and assured customers that their engineering teams were working to restore service. The Verizon outage comes at a challenging time for the company, as it's already working to restore services in areas devastated by Hurricane Helene last week. Georgia and North Carolina were among the states that suffered the most damage from that storm. Thanks so much for joining us today. Don't forget about the sports show later tonight. Have a wonderful afternoon. I'll see you tomorrow live at 5.